Welcome to Break Mitsubishi. My name is Mason and today we're doing a walk around video on this 2015 Honda Jazz VTI. So what we'll do is run through the condition of the vehicle as well as some of the features that does come in this particular model. Now being a 2015, it does come with quite a nice amount of features, and also you can also see that it is slightly updated from the previous Honda Jazz front end. So it's had a few little changes. So you got this nice piano black gloss finish at the front, Honda badging right in the middle in that chrome finish, and it just contrasts quite nicely, gives the car a bit of character. Now these are very reliable cars, very cheap to run and great for maintenance, and it actually does have a generous amount of size considering it is a small little hatchback. Now the car does come with the projector headlight. You do also get your indicator lamp and your high beam lamps located inside those nice sleek designs. Now coming across to the first wheel, these do have a steel rim with a hubcap located over it. Again, it's just a pretty simple car, does still look quite good. And you've got lots of tread on these tires as well, as I can see, and you can see there's no damage to those hubcaps, no cracking or markings, which you can see in damaged vehicles. Now having a look on the side of the car, it does come with the color match side mirrors and door handles, and actually the car has actually got a pearlescent finish on it. I couldn't actually notice that at the start, but it does have a slight pearl finish. We'll see if you'll be able to capture it on the other side as we get into the sunlight. But indicator lamp is also fitted into that side mirror. What that's going to do is actually elevate the lamp, make it more visible for the other drivers, but also just clear up the quarter panel. And you will also notice the car does have a bit of glass here and glass here. Again, it's all part of the safety features and benefits of this vehicle and the design. It's going to improve the visibility of the car. There is also a gap between the side mirror and the door. And again, this is all in the design to improve the visibility for the driver in the vehicle. Car does come with two keys. You do get your central locking on the remote. However, there is a little keyhole below that if you wanted to use that or if the battery does die. But opening it up and having a look inside the vehicle, just pay attention to the condition because it does actually present quite well. The carpet mats do just get clipped in. They probably have worn out a little bit. Just around the clipping bit, but the carpet's still presenting in pretty good condition. You got carpet mats all the way around. Seat bolsters are in excellent condition. You can see there are no stains or damage on them. They've got this cool little dual tone fabric in the middle there. Manual seat controls down the bottom, and you can see on the inside of the door trim here, it does present pretty well. A few little markings here and there, but it is a used vehicle. It is what you'd expect, but I've got to say, considering it is a 5-year-old vehicle, it does actually present quite well. Door card is also very clean. You can see there's no minimal to no damage just from people getting in and out. But closing this up, I will also note, you can see there's a lot of glass in the car like I pointed out earlier. I would highly recommend you talk to us about our tinting options because you're going to want to make sure you're protected while you're in the vehicle driving around, not just from obviously the sun's effect, but just a general protection that tint does provide to the passengers in the car. Now opening up the back door just so you can have a look inside. I'm trying to be really picky for you guys, but I can't really see any marks of damage that are quite prominent. Carpet mats down the bottom which are fitted for you. And now one thing that's pretty unique with these Hondas is there's actually storage space under the seats. It is pretty common in their current designs to allow for that, so you can kind of tuck your shoes or whatever extra things you like to keep in your car under the seats. And if you do want to fold these down, if I just move these seat belts out the way, you can actually fold it down and the seats kind of go into the floor. That allows for a greater storage space in the back of the vehicle, and you can see there are car seat mounting points in the back of these seats if you're carrying little bubs around, but clicks in very easily like so. I'll fix it up in a bit. I think something's just blocking it, but closing this up, that second wheel is also completely unmarked and no damage on that whatsoever, which is a good sign to see. It shows that the previous owner was quite careful when driving the car around. Taking a look at the back, you've got the Jazz badging and the IV Tech badging, which is Honda's signature engineering design, being that VTEC. So it's going to provide you with a lot of extra power, which the base models don't actually get. Got a high mounted brake light, rear wipers and washers, and also your side brake lights for improved indication when you're actually braking. There is also a reverse camera in the vehicle. Although it is quite small, it's still handy to have these little extra features in the car. Opening it up, as I pointed out before, there are car seat mounting points at the back of those seats. Now the seats are a 60-40 split, meaning these two seats are joined and this one is by itself. So depending on how you wanted to adjust the vehicle or what kind of things you're carrying around, you can kind of drop the seats. All your jack-in tools for the vehicle are located on the foam, and your space saver spare wheel is just underneath there, and it looks like it's never been used, which is a good sign. Shows that the previous owner was quite careful. There is also a cargo blind, which are going to keep your things nice and private. You can remove that though if you wanted to. Coming across to the passenger side of the car, Fuel cap is on the passenger side, being the safe side of the vehicle, and also that third rim is no damage on there. Now, generally this side is the one that gets the most damage, as it is a curb side, so I'll try to be extra picky for you, but you can see there's no markings there. Paintwork is very consistent along the vehicle, even on this side. Apart from one probably minor scuff just over here, and there is also a little minor scuff just on the other door handle, just underneath. I forgot to point that out. And on the side mirror here, very, very light scratching on the very edge, if I'm trying to be super picky for you, but not very noticeable. And that fourth and final rim, again, completely unmarked. So you've got 4 rims with no damage on them whatsoever. Door paintwork around the car is pretty consistent, apart from a few little scratches here and there, but it is a very clean vehicle. So what we'll do now is actually pop the hood and have a look inside. All right, having a look inside the engine bay of the Honda Jazz. Now what we have here is Honda's 4-cylinder 1.5 litre petrol motor. Now, like I said, it does have that VTEC engineering, so it does have a good amount of power. Now the car does have a 1-speed automatic gearbox, meaning it's got a CVT transmission. It's going to have a very smooth drive, very gradual feel between gears, which is going to make the ride really nice and smooth. Now this car has a 5-star ANCAP rating with 6 airbags, which is going to be plenty for all the passengers in the vehicle. Now this little motor will produce 88 kilowatts with 145 newton meters of torque, plenty of power for the payload of the vehicle. It does have a 40-litre petrol fuel tank and does run on your regular 91 fuel. You will see a combined fuel consumption of 5.8 litres per 100, or an average fuel distance of about 690 kilometers off full tank, but that is all dependent on the kind of weight you're going to be carrying around. Alright, taking a look inside the Honda Jazz. Now you can see I can actually sit in here quite comfortably. I'm probably all the way back, but I can move forward if I needed to. Like I said, there is actually a generous amount of space in this vehicle. So what we'll do is run through some of the features that are actually here for the driver and the passenger. So on your driver's side door, do get a fully automatic driver's side window, which is both up and down. The rest are just your standard power windows. Above that, there is a window lock control and also controls for your side mirror, so you can adjust them how you would like. Up on the right side of the dash, there is a cup holder here right near the vent, so if you've got a cool drink, you can put your AC on and actually keep the drink there. It's going to keep it cool, but you've got a little clip to actually hug it, depending on what kind of drink you put in there. There is a econ button that's going to save you a little bit of fuel down the line. Now, if you've got a full carload of people, I probably wouldn't recommend keeping it on, but if it's just you in the car, you could definitely use it. There are a few blank buttons here and your stability control button located on the right. Down the bottom is your fuel release and your hood release, which is down the bottom of the A pillar. On the right hand stock is your left and right indicator with your headlight controls. Now these are just a standard control which you flick all the way down as usual. And on the left hand side is your wipers and washers, both front and rear. Now you can see there is lots of glass in the vehicle. You've got your driver's side, the little gap between the pillars like I pointed out before, and a really good windshield which does kind of dip in down, and a long dash as well, so pretty nicely designed in terms of visibility. On the steering wheel itself, presents pretty well. Again, there's no real marks or wear and tear that is noticeable on the vehicle. I will try to point out anything that I can find, but so far it's just pretty clean. On the right hand side are your cruise control settings. Left hand side are your media controls. So that is going to flick through your options in your head unit when you've actually got to it, when you've actually selected some options. Down the bottom there are 3 little paddles, so on either side. This one is actually for the display in your dash on the right hand side. That's going to give you your fuel consumption, your trip A, trip B, and just your average speed as well. And on the left hand side are your call and reject for your Bluetooth, and also voice control for the head unit. Behind the steering wheel there are some paddle shifts, but I will come to them in a minute. Coming over to the entertainment system now, you've got a pretty nice touchscreen head unit. It does have a CD input at the top, your Bluetooth connectivity for your phone, and also your audio, which does come with AM, FM radio, Bluetooth connectivity, CD as I pointed out before, USB, and I don't believe it has auxiliary, but there is a HDMI input as well. If I go back to home, go into phone, that's going to be for your Bluetooth connection. Obviously nothing's connected at the moment. Which is just info, which again is going to be driver info. You can see fuel economy, our average fuel economy for your trip A, trip B, and just your general settings to connect your devices up. Below that is your climate control, so mode settings on the left, fan speed in the middle, and temperature on the right. Front and rear demisters, and also your circulation or your ventilation. Down the bottom there is some generous storage. Above that are some clips for your HDMI, and 2 USB inputs for the 2 passengers in the front, and also a 12-volt socket for any extra charging that you might be doing in the vehicle. There are 2 cup holders and a very nice gear shifter. Now the gear shifter itself is in very good nick, but there is a plastic black plate down the bottom which looks like it's probably got a bit of glue or some kind of damage to it just on the right hand side, but it's just on the black plastic. It hasn't actually damaged the chrome on the side here, but you can see that pretty clearly. Putting that into reverse, you can see that reverse camera that is mounted on the back of the vehicle. Guiding lines are there for you. They are going to turn and direct you as you turn the steering wheel. Now you can have three kinds of views on them. So you've got your standard view, you've got a wider view, and also a downward view if you're kind of going up to something pretty close. So very adjustable reverse camera. Now if I bring this down into drive and actually bring it down into your S mode, which is your sports, that is going to allow you to kind of control the gears manually yourself, meaning you can use these paddle shifts to flick through the gears to give you a bit of extra control. Maybe you're going up a hill, or just leave it in drive and the car's going to do it for you anyway. Putting that back in a park, more storage compartments behind that, a nice handbrake, and also more storage behind that for all the passengers in the back. Also can be used as cup holders. And I'll get the camera person to just pan around the interior. Just pay attention to the condition because it actually presents quite well. Seats are very clean, still quite soft, doesn't seem to have any stains or marks on there. Dash lining is also very clean, as you can see. Door cards, excellent condition, have not been damaged or kicked around. And it's actually quite a clean example of a Honda Jazz. So what we'll do now is actually jump outside and wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching the walk around video on this 2015 Honda Jazz VTI, and I hope the video gave you a good representation as to the condition of the vehicle, as well as some of the features that does come in this very compact little hatchback. Now, if you do have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. But just before I go, this car actually qualifies for our premium mechanical protection plan. What that will offer you is 5 years additional protection on 181 electrical and mechanical components, and that coverage is going to last you up to 200,000 kilometers, which is obviously of great value if you plan on keeping your cars for a little while. And that will also come with the added benefit of 10 years platinum roadside assistance nationwide. Now, in addition to that, I would highly recommend you talk to us about our hydro package. Now, what that will give you is a lifetime warranty on this beautiful paintwork. Considering it is a pearlescent finish, you're going to want to take advantage of this, and that will also give you a lifetime warranty on your interior protection, and we will package that in with some tinting, which I would obviously highly recommend, being that the car does have a lot of glass on there. Now, these two things are at an additional cost. However, if you're using our in-house finance, we'd love to introduce you to our business managers, Julie and Mario, who show just some minimal these will affect your repayments. And lastly, but most importantly, make sure you jump onto Google, search up Berwick Mitsubishi, and actually see what people have to say about us. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance as a buyer that you're actually dealing with the right people and the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. As I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. My name is Nathan, and I thank you so much for watching.